Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the most fabulous workshop that you'll attend this year, maybe even your life. Now, I'm gracing you with my presence today, but you must bear with me. I do need a little bit of coffee to get me through it. Now, oh yes, a good dose of caffeine, and even us magical creatures need it from time to time. So, where were we? Oh yes, we hadn't even started yet. It already feels like an eternity. So I am here today to talk to you about curse crafting, one of my favorite subjects. So now, a show of hands, how many of you have actually crafted a curse? I see. Well, that's less than I expected, but we all have to start somewhere, don't we? Now, another show of hands, how many of you like the color blue? All right, there's really no reason I asked that, just curiosity's sake. Anyway, I think we'll get started. Now, I'm going really off the cuff here, everyone. As you can tell, there are no books, there are no materials, just me and my fabulous coffee mug. Yes, that is a cat on it. Anyway, now, what should we do first? Well, let's start with the material that you'll be using, aka what you'll be cursing. Whether it's a spindle or a handbag or a cheese sandwich, you'll want to make sure that it's something very particular for the person. You don't want to go around cursing everyone now, do you? Or maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know what level of wickedness we're dealing with here in this room. But I, for one, am very specific when I curse. I don't mean curse verbally. That goes without saying. I just curse willy-nilly. But a curse, casting a curse, is a very healing process for me. So, excuse me a moment, I need another sip of coffee. Oh, this is already so tedious. Why did I ever agree to this again? Oh, I'm a glutton for punishment. Anyway, where were we? Yes, I like to choose something that I know someone else won't pick up or touch. In theory, of course, you never know. I once cursed a video game controller. Yes, it was for a particularly, shall we say, stubborn teenager who wouldn't do their homework. Yes. A friend of a friend asked me for a favor, of course. I don't have a teenager of my own, thank goodness. Well, at least, well, anyway. Well, yes, there was one time that I was about to adopt a child, and, well, who needs that kind of work? Anyway, where were we? My mind is wandering today. So I like to choose a very particular object that prevents accidents, shall we say. Now, if there is an incident, I like to call them, where someone else comes into contact with the object, there are decursing enchantments you can do, but they require a whole lot of ingredients and a whole lot of time, and who needs that in their lives? So I like to avoid it at all costs. Another thing you need to keep in mind when crafting curses, that's a tongue twister that might catch me up a couple of times. When you're crafting curses, or curse crafting, Anyway, you need to be certain that you have, as I said, the right ingredients on hand. Precisely. Now, I like to use usually botanical ingredients, but you can go with kitchen things. I had a friend who liked to use powdered sugar in all of her curses. Now, you must not mistake curses for potions, but you can curse potions. I know, it's tricky. But curses are usually something you say out loud, and while you're using the ingredients, of course, and you set your intention, and, you need to have everything on hand because things do move quickly. I like to think of it as making something in a wok, a good stir fry, and you need to have all the onions and garlic and bell peppers chopped up and ready to go because everything goes at rapid fire speed. Same thing with curse crafting. And things can go horribly, horribly awry if you don't prepare properly. It's coffee time. Let's pause for a moment. People. Oh, my word. The one in the front row is just staring at me. They look so familiar. When did I see them? Oh, I think it was at the candle shop the other day. No, it couldn't have been. That person had brown hair. Maybe they dyed it in between. Oh, anyway. When will this be over? Alright. So, curse crafting 101. I like to jot down the curse and rehearse it a couple of times. Not out loud, of course, because that can trigger things, set everything in motion. But I like to rehearse it in my mind, and sometimes I'll even do it in front of a mirror so I make sure I have my expressions on point as I do it. Yes. Well, that's typically when I have an audience for curse casting. Yes. Oh, yes, there was one time I did it live at a show. That was quite amusing. I got a great round of applause, of course. Not that I'm someone who likes to take center stage or steal the spotlight or anything of that sort. In fact, at parties, I'm usually a wallflower. But anyway, enough about me. Never enough about me. But, yes, what was I saying? I'm sorry. I'm very distracted today. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, where were we? Coffee time. Alright. Now, another thing you need to bear in mind is who you're casting the curse on, and study them a bit. Do your research, do your homework. It's worth it. Yes, that way you'll know what objects they gravitate toward and how long it's likely to take. For instance, I had an object sitting there. It was a snow globe. I'll never forget this. And I didn't factor in that this person puts up their Christmas decorations a bit later than usual. It was a Christmas-themed snow globe. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. It's a good backstory. Anyway, so, I had to wait a couple of extra weeks for that to take effect. I even had one object that sat around for a year. Yes, that was hard times. Hard times. I learned lessons, though. Yes, mistakes were made. Anyway, one of the most important lessons I can impart upon you from my years of experience, not too many years, of course, is that you must be organized. I like to keep a binder with all of my past curses in it, and from time to time I'll clean it up, tidy it out, and make sure everything is up to date. I stay current with the trends. Yes. For instance, I used to write all of my curses in Latin. Oh, it was a phase. But now, I've modernized, and I also keep kind of records of the objects I curse that are out there in the world. Yes. Well, once an object that has been cursed has been used up, it still exists, of course. It's just, a mundane object at that point. But I will say it's much more susceptible to future curses, so if you want to reuse it, you can always go find the object, and it's much easier to curse at that point. Yes. Another very important factor. Oh, hold on. Almost forgot. I need a little bit of a caffeine. They're all looking at me blankly like they have no clue what I'm talking about. Oh, this is infuriating. I'm telling you, no matter how much they pay me, this is the last year I do this. Oh. A new Lamborghini is just not worth it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes, okay. How I like to prepare for curse crafting, or curse casting, whatever the case may be, is I have sort of a routine in place. Usually I'll go get a manicure or a pedicure, whatever fancy strikes me, and then I'll sit down in a nice, comfy, cozy chair in the corner of my living room and flip through a magazine, whatever's handy, and then I'll have a brief meditation session. I'll light some candles and I'll sip on chamomile tea. Yes, with a little sprinkle of rose petals. And then I'll make sure I'm in the right, mental state, in the right headspace, and I will get to work. Speaking of which, I do offer curse crafting services if anyone is interested. Well, I don't do it personally. I have several, magical practitioners on staff. Yes. It's sort of like a maid agency, but for curse crafting. But for a price, I will craft it myself, of course. Yes. So, if you do that, though, if you do outsource your curse crafting, you need to make sure you find the right people. Yes. Experienced. Of course, affordable, needs to be within your budget, and they must provide you with a hard copy of the curse and waive all rights to owning it themselves. You need to own the intellectual property of it. All right. Now, is there anything I'm forgetting? I think that's about it. I know there's something that I'm missing. If I don't tell you, things will go very, very wrong, but for the life of me, I can't remember. Oh well, no matter. Now, I hope you've all enjoyed this session. Now, I will take a couple of questions just because I'm obligated to do so in the contract I signed for the convention, so let's limit it to 2, all right? No, not you in the front there. Please lower your hand. Thank you. You there in the back with that delicious floral handbag. How many curses have I crafted? Well, crafted or cast, because... Crafted, oh, right. Yes, some of them don't make it. Yes, no, not people I've cursed. I mean, some of the curses don't make it to my binder. Yes. Well, there was one that rhymed, and rhyming really just gets on my last nerve when it comes to curses, or any spell for that matter. I think about 350 roundabout. Yes, I think that's a good estimate. Now, cast would probably be about 275 in the ballpark. Now, who else? Yes. Okay, you in that lovely dress. Where did you get that? Oh, I'll have to stop by. It was here at the store. Okay, well. Do you know if it comes in purple? Okay. Or black? I'm not picky either way. I'll have a look myself. Now, what was your question? I rarely curse food. Yes, because, well, it's more likely to be eaten by someone else, you know. There was I had a friend once, and she cursed. No, not an apple. That's so trivial. That's beneath me. Apples, goodness. Anyway, she cursed a piece of chocolate cake. But the problem is that the person she cursed brought it to work and left it in the fridge, and someone else ate it. You know how it goes. And that was, that was a trial for her. Yes. A very costly error. Well, yes, the wrong person ended up covered in feathers, squawking like a chicken. So that wasn't good on any level. So I avoid food. As I mentioned, potions are okay because they're a different thing altogether. But food, no, I avoid it. You know, I'll take one more question because I'm feeling a bit gracious today, and I think it's the copious amounts of caffeine running through me at this point. You there in the third row with the glasses and that hat? Oh my goodness. I'll reserve judgment. Anyway, what was your question? Yes, leading up to curse crafting, the process itself, I do various things to, get my creativity flowing. Sometimes I'll jog. I've been known to do yoga. And one time I just sat down and tried to play the piano as I did it. No, I don't play the piano, but, I try to venture out of my comfort zone. Yes, I would not recommend doing anything too mentally taxing as you're trying to focus on curse crafting. Don't try to multitask, in other words. Yes. All right. I think that's it for now. I've fulfilled my obligation, haven't I, Mr. Organizer? Thank you. Okay. So, I think that's it. I wish you all a fabulous curse crafting session when you do it next, and bye for now.